Okay, we're back. It's been a little while. I didn't put a video out last week. I put a couple shorts out. The weather out my way has been kind of crazy. It's messed up my work. It's it's just been hectic. But I'm back. We started a review process. It's ongoing, but I wanted to get some content out to you. So what we're going to be talking about today is the Cyelee green dot, and this one here is the Chameleon in green dot SRS8. And this guy here is a 8 MOA. It is set up for the RMR footprint. Does come with a ton of mounting screws. Pretty nice to have the option. So pretty much whatever firearm you have, this is going to mount up to, and you're going to have the screws for it. That's pretty nice. They claim at a moderate dot intensity or power setting, you can get about 50,000 hours out of the battery. The battery is a CR1632. I'm just kind of reading off the box here. And it has 1 MOA click adjustments. The box, we'll just talk a little bit. It's not going to be like an unboxing setup. The window size on this, they claim it, 26 millimeter, and IPX7 for your dust and water. That's about it. So the box, it's pretty solid. You get your cleaning cloth. Small decal here. You get a Cyelee patch, Velcro back patch, kind of neat. You got some quick reference cards here, which is kind of nice. It talks about how to make your adjustments, your windage and elevation, turning it, what that'll do. And then they kind of have a card here that talks about zeroing, and if you zero at certain distances, at that zero, what it'll be. If you shoot at a farther distance, it'll show you where your rounds will hit. So it's kind of nice little reference card. They also include just one page here, like trifold. Got information here on their website, mounting instructions. The thing I liked about this here, they do make note of the sets, or the mounting screws, what to set them for, and for this particular Optic, they have it at 15 inch-pounds. So that was nice to have. Usually I go between 15 and 18 inch-pounds when I set these up, but it was nice to have it printed here. Kind of talks about their warranty, whatnot, some contact information. So on to in the box here also, you just get a ton of mounting screws. There's 3 bags, 4 or 5 bags here, and then another bag full of smaller bags. So I mean, you get a bunch of different lengths, thread pitches. So that's good. So it's nice to have that. And then they do provide you 2. One is like a hex key tool to tighten the screws, and then the other one is like the same shape as like your hex tool, but it's a flathead screwdriver for making your adjustments for your elevation and your windage. So that's it in the box. It's got foam insert, and of course the Optic included. So that is what's included there in the box. Alright, so let's talk about Cyelee themselves. Don't know if you've heard of them. I heard of them. I ran across this company a couple years ago, and it was from Amazon search, actually. I was looking at optics. I had a particular pistol. I was looking for an optic, and as I was just kind of scrolling through Amazon, came across the Cyelee. And at the time, it was a cat something. I can't remember what model. Did a little bit of research on them. They had some pretty good reviews, and the prices seemed good. Unfortunately, at that time, I end up going with another brand, and I've been happy with it. Fast forward a couple years, and came into contact with Cyelee, and they sent me out this guy here, this Chameleon Optic. So it is a good looking optic. Does remind me of the Trijicon SRO. Pretty simple functions here. You have your plus and minus, your up and down for your brightness. This guy does have 8 daylight settings, I believe, and 2 night vision settings. Yeah. And then after, I believe it's about 5 minutes, this thing goes to sleep, but it does have shake awake. And I tell you, the shake awake, it is instant, and it does not take much to get it going. I'll tell you how sensitive it is. I had it sitting on a table mounted to the pistol, and I set my cell phone down just next to it. Just the phone hitting the table activated the optic. So I mean, it is sensitive, but I guess that's good, because you know it's going to activate when you grab it. So like if it's a bedside gun, you grab it, you know your optic's going to be on. Another feature I do like, it is a top-loaded battery. You can see here. So why I like that option is you don't have to take the optic off to change the battery, put it back on, then have to re-zero it. What else can I say about this? The glass on this is exceptionally clear. It's crisp. When viewing through it, it's got good glass. For a, I don't know if you want to, I guess this would be considered a budget optic. This particular model does come in on their website at $199.99. I'll let you know now. If you're interested in this optic, you look at my description down below. I have a code for you, my viewers, that Cyelee has provided, and will get you 15% off. And that's good for about 6 months. So what I'm hoping for is to continue working with Cyelee, and maybe doing a couple more reviews on some of their other optics, and maybe get you some other discount codes. But for right now, as the making of this video, we are, let's see, what is it, March 22nd right now, and so let's look at 6 months. That code will be good for you. So if you're wanting to try out some of the products, hit them up on that code and enter that in your cart when you're checking out. Get you the discounts. Look in the description for that. So the Optic does have a good finish on it. It is, aluminum body. Don't know about the glass, if it's glass or plastic. I think it's glass. The company, Cyelee, tried to do a little research on them, and I was not able to get a whole lot on them from their website. Looks like they came into business in 2020. So what are they at? Roughly 5 years have been around. Fairly new, but their website shows they have a pretty good warranty. The customer service gets good marks if you read some reviews. I don't know. Looking for their website. I'm going to reach out to them and see if I can get some info on them, if they'll give me a little bit to share with you. I don't know where their office is. I don't know where they're U.S. based. I know they're made in the products are made in China, but they must have a U.S. office or shipping facility. I don't know where they're located. I don't know any of that, so I don't know if that matters to you. But I am going to try to find out. My correspondence with the company has been through Facebook and email. They've been great through email, getting a hold of me, getting back, responding, very prompt, very professional. I do like that, so I appreciate that. So again, they did send this out to me. So I did not pay for this, but I'm going to give you, just like any other review I've done, I'm going to give you my honest opinions on the Optic and how it performs. So like I said, it is an 8 MOA dot. I have never shot anything with the 8 MOA. I didn't know if I was going to like that. Shooting it today in full sunshine, no overcast, very sunny, and at the time I was shooting, I picked the time specifically because the sun would be over my target and where we were going to be shooting. So we were aiming in basically into the light, and it did have enough brightness. I did have to set it to the max, the number 8 setting, but I could pick the dot up very well. Also, it has been advertised that this model is friendly to those of us that have astigmatism, which I do. I do suffer from astigmatism, having astigmatism. And some optics out there, when I look through them, red dots or green dots, it is horrible. Some brands, I get starbursting. The dot sometimes it looks like slashes and different shapes, and multiple shapes. So it's not fun. With this Optic, I did find that the dot, with it being 8 MOA and being green, I get a pretty good dot. Now with my astigmatism, it is distorted a little bit, to be expected, right? I did view this through my camera, and it's a crisp, clean dot. So it's not the Optic. It is me, and I knew that. But as they advertise that it's being friendly for astigmatism, I believe that. I don't know what they have done or what their technology is, but this is probably number 2 out of my optics that I own. Probably, I would say the number 2 for crispness. The one that I do have that is super clean, or as clean as it can be for my astigmatism, surprisingly, is it's Leopold. Well, we won't talk about that, but I'll just tell you that this does run up. It comes up number 2 to almost a $500 Optic. This is right up there with it. So, pretty impressed with that. What we're gonna do with this review, I'm gonna release this out in several parts. This is gonna be part 1. I am going to show today that we did zero it. I did have some issues with this, and I don't know if it was me today. I don't know if it was the Optic. Like I said, I did tighten this down to 15 inch-pounds. That is what Cyelee recommends. I did recheck it through this just to make sure nothing had come loose and everything was still tight. I did have a problem zeroing this, but like I said, it could have been me today. One thing I did notice after making several elevation adjustments, because initially I had mounted this and left it at their 0 point, and when it was on, it was very close to the iron sights. So I'm saying the windage. As looking through the iron sights, it was very close. First time I shot it on paper today, it was shooting about a foot low at 15 yards. I did move up to 10 yards to finish the zeroing, made some adjustments. After several times of making elevation adjustments, my windage drifted. Okay, so we're going to be moving to a 10-yard zero. This is per the card that shows with the Cyelee. One thing I have noticed with this Optic, I just made an adjustment for elevation, and when I made that to bring the shot up, it was shooting low, almost a foot at 15 yards. When I made the adjustment, only the elevation, my windage changed. The dot moved to the left. So I've got it back back centered above the front sight. But we're going to try this 10-yard zero, and we're going to see, kind of having some difficulties with this, so we'll see how this continues. Or we're at 10 yards now. There's 3. Let's go take a look at the target. Okay, I'm aiming here at 10 yards, and I'm hitting here. I moved that up a full rotation, and I had not made any windage adjustments. And it was maybe once or twice I did notice it, and I left it, continued to make my elevation changes, and the windage did not drift again. When I did start making my windage changes, it was corresponding to my inputs, to my changes on the Optic. Okay. "10 yards, here's the group. I was aiming here, so we'll bring it up some more. Try to make a little, we'll try this one. I'm actually going to do only one adjustment. I'm just going to do the elevation since it was moving on me earlier. So I'm going to get the elevation up, get us where we're hitting, and then we'll walk it in to the right a little bit. So let's go back to the 10-yard mark. I don't know why it did that at that one point, but it didn't do it again. I will watch for that as we go through this review process. We will be routinely rechecking zero. I'm kind of excited for this review because we're going to do something different. And I know I mentioned that when they're out shooting. I don't know if I'm going to include that footage. But this review will be a little different, and I think you're going to enjoy it. I just kind of had an idea. I was kind of thinking of doing this anyway. I'm not going to ruin it for you. I'm not going to give you a teaser, I guess. I also had a buddy I talked to that's a police officer. Hey, Cody. Officer Cody. And he mentioned it also. He was kind of thinking the same thing I was, and mentioned it. We kind of talked about it. So I'm going to go with it. We're going to see how it goes over. But I'm not going to bore you anymore. I've rambled on. The Cyelee Optic. Check out the description below. Get that discount code. We're just going to cut into some footage showing the zero process. So far, I do like the Optic. Like I said, it is. It's good to view through. It's a clean image through it. I did not see any distortion. Didn't notice any magnification with it. Some optics that glass will give you a slight magnification. I didn't notice a change. The brightness settings being 8 settings, like I said, shooting into the sun today was bright enough. So let's just cut into some shooting and then catch us back. Watch here in about a week. I'm going to release these once a week. I might do one midweek this week. I'm not sure how it's going to go, because we're going to do some extensive testing on this, and as we go, we're going to see where it takes us. I already have it planned out how we're going to do it, but if we run into something, we're gonna explore it. So the reviews might take longer. So in your comments below, let me know if you've heard of this company. Have you seen them on Amazon? Leave your comments below if you have any other optics. Let me know what you think about them. I'm looking forward to doing more with this company, hopefully. But let me know your experiences. But check out the footage. enough of me talking. We're just going to cut into it, and I will catch you on the next one. So enjoy a little bit of the shooting part, and then watch for part 2 coming here in about a week. All right, thank you. Check out the shooting. Okay, so we're back with a review on the Cyelee Chameleon. This is the green red dot, the SRS8. This is an 8 MOA. Well, this is the green dot version of it. Set up for the RMR footprint. And I have it mounted on the Ruger RXM. We're going to zero it. I have it mounted and have tightened the mounting screws down to 15 inch-pounds per the manufacturer's suggestion. We're going to put the first shots through it on target. I have it somewhat zeroed, kind of a little bit above the iron sights. So we'll see how it does on paper. And then we're going to do something a little different with this review, and we'll show you here shortly. So on the initial shots, we are looking for durability, right? To see if this is going to hold up. So I'm going to throw a little more recoil into the system, and how I'm going to do that is I am going to run it with a suppressor, okay? So let's put a couple of shots on paper here. Let's see how it is for zero, and we'll move forward with this review. Yep. Okay, so let's go up and let's take a look at the target. So these are 9mm. Maybe we should put some, we need to cover those. Okay. So I strung them up there. Let's go back. Go back. Make an adjustment there, half the distance what I just did. Do 3 more. We'll see if this gets us a zero that we can be happy with. All right. Those 3, 1. Walk these over to the right a little bit. All right, let's see what this next string does. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. That one, I think it was my first one I threw. Let's do 3 more. I'm not going to make any changes, and we'll see if she holds there. Okay. One, 2, and 3. Maybe a little more to the right. Okay, we're gonna go to the bottom target, and I think I got 3 more rounds here. All right, there's my last 2 rounds. Still stringing to the left, but not as bad.
Looks good.
Okay. So I had nice shot, one of the dots. Okay. All right, let's do 3 more. We'll see how that looks. I think I'm just doing a crappy job today.
Whenever you're ready. There you go.
All right, well, I've got 2, 3 more. Okay, let's take a look. One, 2, and 3. So I threw 1. Looks like I'm getting shots a little too far to the right, so I'm gonna bring it back. Okay, let's see how that looks. I'm gonna do final 3. How's that look?
Good.
Okay, right?
Yep.
Okay. One, 2, and 3. Well, that's good enough for me, because I'm getting tired of that, and I'm ready to just go ride my Harley. All right, cameraman, do you want to try it?
Sure.
Let's move back out to the 10. Ten yards, 124 grain. Let's see, what'd you have on that one? 1 low, 1 high.
I'm not sure which ones are mine. I don't remember.
2, I had a sticker there. So you're right in there. Okay, well, I say that is it's zeroed. Now we're gonna see what we're gonna do to start the review.